out there? I am Artie Rose, and this is the GLB Network, the greatest of all time simulation baseball league in Out of the Park 26. We are in season 4. We have completed 3 months of the season, April, May, and June, and we're going into July. And 156 game season, followed by a grueling 3-round playoff tournament style playoff scene with 16 teams out of the 32 that are in the league participating. So I'm going to go right to the gameplay screen and show you where we're at. We are here. We are 84 games in, so just about a little past the halfway mark of the season. There's 4 divisions: American Conference, National Conference, United Conference, and the Freedom Conference. And the way the seedings for the playoffs is the first 8 seeds consist of the top 2 teams in each division. So if we go back here, so it's the Astros and the Rangers are in the National Conference. It's the 98 Yankees and the 86 Mets. In the United Conference, it's the 1939 Yankees and 2004 Red Sox. And in the Freedom Conference, it's the Montreal Expos of 1994 and the 1934 Cardinals. Those 8 teams make up the top 8 seeds, but the way they're ranked is by winning percentage. So you can see the top seed team right now is the Yankees of 1939. The number 2 seed right now is the Astros of 2019. They're followed by the Yankees of 1998. Number 4 seed is the Rangers of 2011, and so on and so forth. Then the other 8 seeds, because there's 16 teams that participate in the playoffs, are here. These are all the wild cards competing for the bottom 8 seeds. And you can see it's pretty tight. Again, these seeds are all determined by winning percentage. So you have a tie here for the last spot. There's a tie here for the spot above that. There's a tie here. So there's usually, in the last season, there was a couple of tiebreakers to determine who actually got into the playoffs and who was eliminated. So, yes, that's where we're at right now. So I want to try to expedite this a little bit. The first episode, we just did the month of April. Episode 2, we did the month of May. And the last episode we just did was the month of June. I think I'm going to combine July and August into one episode to bring us to September, which will be the pennant chase scenario in the month of September. And then we have the playoffs coming up. So let us go to, well, let's just stay here. We'll stay on the screen and we're going to play the first week in July. Let's see if things change at all. So here we go. Okay, first week in July. Now there's a 3-way tie, it looks like, for the number 1 spot in the top 8. Although, by percentage points, it's still the Yankees of 1939, who now are 60-30 after 90 games. Followed by the Astros with a 6.656 winning percentage, and then the Yankees of 1998 with a .633. In the wild cards, 1942 Cardinals have come up to the top followed by the 1969 Orioles, the 1995 Indians, the 2009 Rockies, the 1909 Pirates, and then a three-way tie between the Reds of 1975, the Phillies of 1977, and the 1968 Detroit Tigers. So that's the first week of July. Let's do the second week of July. Okay, second week of July. 1939 Yankees have now lost 6 of their last 10. And the Astros actually go into a dead tie with them at 63 and 33. And then the 1998 Yankees are still right behind them. Now they're tied because the Rangers have the same record as them. So that's pretty interesting. Let's play through another week. Okay, now the Astros have taken over sole possession of the number 1 seed. Okay, even though they lost their last 2 games, and the Yankees won their last 2 games. The 1998 Yankees now are floundering. They've lost 7 of their last 10, and they are fallen down to the number 7 seed from being tied for the second slot. In the wild card race, the 1995 Indians are surging, and the 1942 Cardinals are surging. Let's go back to this screen. Let's see. So we got the Mets have taken over. The Yankees have fallen down to second place. The 98 Yankees, and the 95 Indians are in third, 6 games out. 1939 Yankees have a 15-game lead over the 2004 Red Sox and the Cleveland Indians of 1954. In the Freedom Conference, it's still the Expos of 1994 and the 1984 Tigers. So they should be in 1984 Tigers are now in the top 8. There they are. They've won 8 of their last 10 and a 4-game winning streak. Let's look at the other league, the promotional league, because the top 2 teams, this should be finished now. Yes. So after 100 games, the 1995 Braves finish on top, and the 1904 Giants are right behind them, a game out. So those 2 teams will be promoted to the big league starting in season 5. The 1904 Giants were in the big league in season 3 and got demoted for season 4, but fought their way back, and they're back in it for season 5. So that's that story. Willie Mays, 52 home runs in 100 games. Led the league in hitting with 381 average. Okay, go back to the big league. Albert Bell is leading with home runs, 52, and he's leading in hitting. He's actually tied with Honus Wagner from the Pirates at 366. And he's very close to winning the Triple Crown here, Albert Bell. 119 RBIs. And we still got August and September to go. So he's liable to hit over 60 home runs. Wow. Okay, so let us take a quick break and we'll bring you the last 2 weeks of July and see if anything changes. Be right back. Okay, we are back. Good to see you back here. We are in the middle of July of season 4 of the GLB. Going to go back to the game screen and we're going to simulate another week of games. Here we go. Okay, now the Texas Rangers of 2011 have taken over the lead in the American Conference. And they're at 70 wins. 1942 Cardinals are climbing, along with the 69 Orioles. The Mets of 1986 have alone. They're up on top of the National Conference, 2 games ahead of the 1998 Yankees, and 5 games ahead of the 1995 Cleveland Indians. Kansas City Royals of 1980 are in danger of being relegated, along with the Anaheim Angels of 2002. 1939 Yankees, 70 wins, tied with the Rangers of 2011. So that is it for the last week of July. Let's finish out July. Okay, now we have the Astros have come up and tied the Rangers for the top spot in the American Conference. The Detroit Tigers in 1984 are chasing the Expos, just 4 games out of that division. The Yankees have a comfortable 12-game lead over the Boston Red Sox of 2004. 1998 Yankees trying to catch the 1986 Mets. Let's look at some of the scores and some of the matchups, and maybe we can find a series that looks interesting to watch. Let's go to the scores. 1971 Athletics and the Tigers. Tigers in contention. Marlins and Yankees. Rangers and Expos. Two division leaders going against each other. That looks good. 69 Mets and Tigers. Astros on top, playing the Reds of 1975. Indians playing the Phillies. 39 Yankees and the Cleveland Indians of 1954. 86 Mets and the 34 Cardinals. 31 Athletics and the Arizona Diamondbacks. Yeah, the best matchup here looks like the Rangers and the Montreal Expos. Let's just play another week, see if anything changes. Standings. Okay. Now the Astros are out in front by a game. The Mets just have a 2-game lead over the 1995 Indians now. And Tigers are 4 games behind the Expos. Go back to the scores. This is the second week in August now. Upcoming games. Any interesting matchups here? Not really. Not really. Let's go play another week. Let's get back to the standings. Play another week. Okay, now we're up to August 18th. Astros still a razor edge lead over the Texas Rangers. Look at this. Albert Bell, 66 home runs in the month of August. He might break Barry Bonds' record. That's absolute craziness. What's the record? 73 home runs? He's probably going to break that. He might have 80 home runs, this guy. Babe Ruth is making his way up the ladder, too, there with the home run race. Okay, let's check the matchups for August 18th. Cubs and Tigers. 54 Indians and the Montreal Expos. 1927 Yankees, not doing so great in this season. 1986 Mets. Houston Astros playing the Royals. Brooklyn Dodgers and the San Francisco Giants. Nothing to write home about here. Nothing to write home about. Let's see. I had a couple of requests. What are the 80? Who are the 84 Tigers playing? Let's see. 1984 Tigers. Where are you? They're playing the Cubs of 2016. And the Philadelphia Phillies of 1977 are playing the Diamondbacks All right, let's go back to the standings. Play one more week. Here we go, one more week. In the books. Now we got, was that 135 games in. It's the last week of August. Rangers and St. Louis Cardinals now deadlocked for the number one spot. Look at the Astros. Lost 8 in a row. The Cardinals have won 8 in a row. That's a very interesting development. Mets still on top of their division. Yankees 9-game lead now was 15. Expos 4-game lead over the Tigers. Let's check the matchups. Matchups for Monday, August 25th. We say the 42 Cardinals on a 8-game winning streak. Who are they playing? Who are they playing? Where are they? 1942 Cardinals. Where are you? There they are. They're playing the Indians of 1995. That might be a good game to watch. They're on an 8-game winning streak. And the Indians, let's see, let's go back to the standings. The Indians won 6 of the last 10. They're 3 games off the lead. Yeah, I think maybe we'll watch that game. That'll be the game of the episode. So we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll come back and we will bring you the 1942 Cardinals versus the 1995 Indians as the game of the episode. Be right back. Okay, we are back, and we are going to bring you the game of the episode, as we said before the break, and that is going to be right here. And I just want to let everybody know we are now in OOTP 27. We got it on the sale for the summer sale with 40% off, so now we have it, and I transferred this save into OOTP 27, so now we get the experience on the new version of the game. And I did play a couple of test games, and it's pretty cool. Anyway, so we decided we were going to bring you the St. Louis Cardinals of 1942 versus the Cleveland Indians of 1995. Both are in contention. Let's see, we have where are they? Let's see. I know they're in here. 42 Cardinals are tied with the Texas Rangers of 2011 for the lead in the American Conference. And the 1995 Indians are 3 games out of first, but they are in the top 8. Okay? Because it's the first 2 teams of each division that gets into the top 8 seeds, and then the other 8 seeds are decided like a wild card system. So we have the 95 Indians right now are the number 5 seed, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the Cardinals are right in front of them for the number 4 seed. So this should be an interesting game. So let's go back to this screen and let us get into the game. Okay. So we're in Jacobs Field, Cleveland. These are starting lineups for the Cardinals who are visiting. Johnny Hop is in the center field. Still Crabtree bats second in right field. Stan Musial says he's on fire. Batting third. Enos Slaughter is the DH, batting fourth. Walker Cooper, the catcher, batting fifth. Ray Sanders at first base, batting sixth. Whitey Karofsky at third base, batting seventh. Marty Marion is the shortstop, batting eighth. And Creepy Crispy is the second baseman, batting ninth. On the mound, Johnny Beasley. Beasley, 27 appearances, 11-9 record at 4.26 ERA. For the Indians, we have Kenny Lofton leading off in center field. Brian Giles, the DH, bats second. Albert Bell, who's having a fantastic season. He's threatening to break Bobby Bonds' single season record of home runs with 73. He's got 68 home runs with 21 games left in the season. So this sort of be interesting to see. And also, he's getting close to the RBI record, which is 190. He'll be followed by Jim Thome, batting fourth, third base. Manny Ramirez, also having a tremendous season with 40 home runs, batting fifth. Herb Perry, the first baseman, batting sixth. Carlos Baerga at second base, batting seventh. Sandy Alomar Jr., the catcher, batting eighth. And Omar Vizquel, the shortstop, batting ninth. On the mound, Albie Lopez, 26 appearances, 12-7 record, 5.49 ERA. So those are the starting lineups. Let's get into the game. Oh, what is going on here? I think I need to change something. Let's go back to the options. Hold on a second. Game options. I don't want any rainouts. Let's see. Let us. You know what? Turn to the game. What's the weather here? What is going on? cloudy with rain forecast, temperature 64 degrees, no wind. Well, I'm not liking this. I'm not supposed to have rainouts. I think one of us play this game through, see what happens tomorrow. Can always cut this out. Tie a game. Yes. Okay. Cardinals win the game. And home runs, Carlos Baerga. Leave the game. Okay. Let me check out something. Let me take a break, check out something, and I'll be right back. Okay, let's get back to this. Okay. So, I don't know what happened with that. That was like a foggy field, which I didn't like. Anyway, so we're going to game 2 of this series. We're going to pit Ernie White, who's 14-6, lefty, with a 4.60 ERA, against Mark Clark for the Indians. He's 15-9 with 5.50 ERA, 27 games. Lineups are basically the same. We have Ken O'Day catching instead of Walker Cooper because he needs a rest. Harry Walker is in center field for, I forget who it was. Let's see. Terry Moore. Yeah. Anyway. All right, let's start this game and see how the weather looks. Okay, much better. Okay. Anyway, here we go. Marty Marion is the leadoff hitter against Mark Clark here in the first inning in Jacobs Field. The weather is cloudy with rain forecast, 63 degrees, but there is no rain. So I don't know what's going to happen during the course of the game. We will find out. Marty Marion steps in, bat 276, no home runs, 51 RBIs. And here we go to start the ball game. Great graphics. Great graphics. Pitch. And it's a base hit to lead the game off to right field. So Marty Marion's on. Marion's got 6 stolen bases on the year. And then I'll bring up Estelle Crabtree. Crabtree bat 333 with 28 home runs and 81 RBIs. The pitch. And that's going to be a fly ball right field. Ramirez takes it for the first out. That's what I like about this version of the game. They give you more detail when the play is, you actually know, it tells you who's catching the ball. So that helps. Anyway, so Stan Musial. The left fielder is up. Man off first, 1 out. 356 batting average, 23 home runs, and 98 RBIs. Here's the pitch, Mark Clark. Ground ball, second base. Over the second for 1, over the first double play. And that ends the inning. So, sides retired, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on. We go to the bottom of the first, no score. Okay, bottom of the first. Ernie White on the mound. Kenny Lofton steps in to lead it off for the Indians. Lofton's batting .305 with 10 home runs and 55 RBIs. The pitch to Lofton. Oh, a little number to the first base, over to first, he's out. There's a little bouncing ball in front of the plate. O'Day picked it up and threw over the first for the first out. Okay, brings up Carlos Baerga, second baseman, bat .332 with 27 home runs and 97 RBIs. The pitch. Ground ball to first base. Sanders takes it for the second out. Albert Bell steps in. Bell batting .345, 68 home runs, and 162 RBIs. He's chasing Barry Bonds for the home run record. Here is the pitch to Bell. And that's going to be a base hit to left center field. Bell with a 2-out single here in the bottom of the first. Manny Ramirez steps in. He's at .285. He's got 40 home runs and 108 RBIs. Bell's got 12 stolen bases, so he is a threat to steal. And there he goes. And the throw. And they're going to get him. Albert Bell thrown out at second base to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. Score at the end of 1. Nothing here. Okay, Enos Slaughter is going to lead it off for the Cardinals. Slaughter batting .336, 34 home runs, 129 RBIs against Mark Clark. Clark sitting in 8 pitches for the first inning. Pitch. Ground ball, shortstop. Vizquel throws it over to first to get the out. Brings up Ray Sanders, first baseman. Sanders, bat 297, 24 home runs, 92 RBIs. The pitch. Fly ball, left field. Albert Bell is there, takes it for the second out. Whitey Karofsky, third baseman. Bat 249, 13 home runs, 66 RBIs. Nobody on, 2 outs. Top of the second. Pitch from Clark. Ground ball to short. Vizquel is up with it, throws over to first, and that is the inning. So the score is still 0-0 here, going to the bottom of the second. Cardinals and Indians. Manny Ramirez is up because he was up when Albert Bell got thrown out at second. So he leads off the bottom of the second. And there is a shot to left field, foul ball, but caught by Stan Musial before it went into the stands. So first out. Don't be quiet. What do you want? My boy. Want to come up here? Want to lay down? What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? People sitting here meowing at me. Okay, here we go. 1 out. And Jim Thome. Thome, third baseman, bat 295, 30 home runs, 96 RBIs. This Cleveland team's got some freaking batting order. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, 2 outs. Brian Giles, the DH, bat 299, 28 home runs, 83 RBIs. The pitch. Don't do this. Ouch. Don't do this. Fly ball. Deep to the left. Off the wall. In left field. Giles digging for third. And he's in here with a triple. Okay, 2-out triple for Brian Giles. Brings up Sandy Alomar Jr., the catcher, batting 271, with 13 home runs and 48 RBIs. Pitch, and that's going to drop in for a base hit, and the Indians will be on the board first here. 1-0. So 2 outs. Bottom of the second, Omar Vizquel, the shortstop. How you doing, boy? Good boy. Here's up. Here's the pitch. And he walks him. So now 2 men on, 2 men out. Bottom of the second. Brings up Eddie Murray, the number 9 hitter. Murray, 39 years old, bat 299 home runs, 44 RBIs. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to third. Karofsky picks it up, throws over to first, and ends the inning. But the Indians get a run on 2 hits. There were no errors. And the score now, going into after 2 innings, is the Indians 1 and the Cardinals of 1942 nothing. Okay. Leading off for the Cardinals, Harry Walker. Walker is in there for Terry Moore, who's taking the day off. He's batting 317. No home runs and 6 RBIs. Here's the pitch from Clark. Ground ball. Picked up by Eddie Murray. Hot shot. Steps on first, and that's the first out. Ken O'Day, the catcher, steps in. He is in there for Walker Cooper, the everyday catcher. He's batting .317 with 9 home runs and 22 RBIs. Clark looks in. The pitch. Popped up. Second baseman Baerga is there. And that is the second out. Jimmy Brown, the second baseman. Bat .289 with 2 home runs and 59 RBIs. Here's the pitch. And that's a fly ball to right field. And Ramirez, a running catch, saves a double there. And that is it. Cardinals go 1-2-3 in the third. And the score is still 1-0 Indians. Bottom of the third. Kenny Lofton will lead it off, followed by Carlos Baerga and Albert Bell. Ernie White sitting at 36 pitches after the first 2 innings. Here's the pitch. Ground ball first base. Sanders picks it up, tosses over to the covering pitcher, and that's the first out. Carlos Baerga. Long fly ball. Oh, Crabtree is there under it. Looked a lot longer than it was. That's the second out. Here's Albert Bell. Albert Bell had a base hit his last time up. Steps in, batting .347 now. Here's the pitch from White. Ground ball, first base. Sanders takes it himself, and that ends the inning. So Cleveland goes down in order. And the score is still 1-0 here after 3 innings of play. So we're going to take a short break, and we'll bring you another few innings right after this. Okay, we are back here at Jacobs Field, going into the top of the fourth. The Indians of 1995 are ahead of the Cardinals of 1942 here, 1-0. Top of the order for the Cardinals, Marty Marion. He's 1 for 1. Led off the game with a base hit. Here's the pitch from Mark Clark. And that's going to be another base hit to right field from Marty Marion. Now he's 2 for 2. Still Crabtree, right fielder. Man on first, nobody out. Pitch. Ground ball, this could be 2. Over the second for 1. Over the first. And it is a double play. So 2 outs. Stan Musial steps in. Usual 0 for 1. Mark Clark. The pitch. And it's a walk to usual. So, 2-out walk brings up Enos Slaughter. Pitch. Another walk. So, first and second. 2 outs for Ray Sanders. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and that will do it. No runs on a hit. No errors. 2 runs left on. And the 1995 Indians still lead 1-0 here, going to the bottom of the 4th. Manny Ramirez will lead it off, followed by Jim Thome and Brian Giles. White, 44 pitches in 3 innings. The pitch, and it's a walk. So Ramirez is on first, nobody out. Jim Thome, dangerous hitter, 30 home runs in the regular season here. Fly ball, popped up to second base. Jimmy Brown is there, takes it for the first out. Brian Giles, the DH, steps in. He's 1 for 1. A triple his last time out. Pitch. Called strike 3. 2 outs. Sandy Alomar Jr., the catcher. 2 men out, man on first. A pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's the inning. So, just a walk for the Indians. They remain in front 1-0 here at the end of 4 innings. Top of the 5th now. Whitey Kurowski, followed by Harry Walker and Ken O'Day against Mark Clark. Clark sitting at 61 pitches after 4 innings. The pitch from Clark. And that's a base hit to right field for Kurowski. Okay, so nobody out, man on first for Harry Walker, the center fielder. Pitch. Squares the bunt. When he takes the pitch, it's a ball. The pitch. Walker now. That's going to be a base hit to center field. Kurowski makes the turn, but does not try to go for the extra base. So now we got nobody out. First and second for Ken O'Day, the catcher. O'Day's batting .314, 33 hits and 105 at-bats. Pitch. Line drive, right field, caught by Ramirez, and everybody stays where they are. So now 1 out, first and second for Jimmy Brown, the second baseman. The pitch to Brown. Ground ball, picked up, booted! Booted by Baerga. And that'll load the bases with 1 out. Not an error. Ruled base hit. Then I'll bring up Terry Moore, pinch hitting. Terry Moore's pinch hitting for who? Terry Moore for Marty Marion. Terry Moore batting .294 with 15 home runs and 71 RBIs. Here's the pitch. Popped up. Caught by Eddie Murray in foul territory. And that's the second out. So bases remain loaded with 2 outs for Estelle Crabtree. Crabtree 0 for 2. The pitch. And it's a wild pitch. And that'll score the tying run. Brown goes to second. Walker goes to third. The score now a 1-1. 2 outs, and Crabtree is still up. The pitch. That's going to be caught in center field by Kenny Lofton to end the inning. The Cardinals get a run on the wild pitch with bases loaded, and the score is now tied at 1. Going into the bottom of the 5th. You have Irv Duzak is replacing Marty Marion at short after Terry Moore pinch hit for him. For the Indians, Omar Vizquel is going to lead it off, followed by Eddie Murray, and then Kenny Lofton here against Ernie White. Ernie White, 64 pitches in 4 innings. Pitch. Popped up, right field, Crabtree takes it, first out. Eddie Murray, first baseman, 0 for 1. Ground ball, shortstop, Duzak, over the first, 2 outs. Now bring up Kenny Lofton, the number 1 hitter in the lineup. Top of the order. He is 0 for 2. Pitch. And it's a walk, 2-out walk to Lofton. Carlos Baerga, 0 for 2, the second baseman. Pitch. There goes Lofton, and he is in there with a stolen base. His 91st stolen base of the year. Kenny Lofton leads the league in stolen bases. So, 2 outs, man on second for Carlos Baerga now. And there is a line shot. It is caught in left field by Stan Musial. And ends the inning. So a walk, a man left on base, and the score is still tied at 1. 1942 Cardinals and the 1995 Cleveland Indians. Top of the 6th now. Stan Musial leads it off. He's 0 for 1. Mark Clark, 78 pitches in 5 innings. The pitch. Oh, and ground ball over the shortstop, Duzak. That's not Duzak, that's Vizquel. Over to Murray for the first out. Enos Slaughter, the DH, steps in against Clark. Pitch, ground ball, second base by Baerga. Quickly throws over the first for the second out. Ray Sanders, first baseman. 2 outs, nobody on. Top of the 6th. The pitch. Ground ball, third base. Tome grabs it, throws over the first, and that is the inning. 3 up, 3 down for the Cardinals. Game is still tied at 1 here, going into the bottom of the 6th. Albert Bell leads it off against Ernie White. Ernie White, 82 pitches in 5 innings. Bell is 1 for 2. The pitch. Fly ball right field. Caught by Crabtree. And that is the first out. Okay. Manny Ramirez steps in against Ernie White. 0 for 1. Oh, that's a long fly ball. And it's gone. Manny Ramirez got one that he could drive out, and that's his 41st home run of the year, and breaks the tie here. 2-1 now. The Indians lead the Cardinals. Jim Tomei steps in. 1 out, nobody on. Pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's the second out. Brian Giles. DH. 1 for 2. Pitch. Oh, it's starting to rain. Look at this. Rain delay? Are you kidding me? Okay, now it's raining. Brian Giles is in there. And that is a fly ball caught. And that's the inning. But the Indians, on the home run by Manny Ramirez, go out in front here 2-1 after 6 innings. Whitey Kurowski leading it off in here in the top of the 7th for the Cardinals. Mark Clark still in there. 89 pitches in 6 innings of work. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 1 out now. Harry Walker, center fielder. The pitch. Ground ball, first base. Eddie Murray up with it, takes it himself. And that is the second out. Ken O'Day, the catcher. Pitch. Fly ball in the gap. And Albert Bell tracks it down and puts it away to end the inning. So the score at the end of the top of the 7th is still the Indians of 1995, 2, and the 1942 Cardinals, 1. Sandy Alomar Jr. leads it off in the 7th inning against Ernie White. Ernie White with 97 pitches. See how much longer he can go. It says he's still in pretty good shape. The pitch. And a fly ball to center field. Harry Walker puts it away for the first out. Omar Vizquel, 0 for 1, steps in. Pitch. Ground ball, third base. Picked up by Kurowski. Oh, throws it away. So, that's a 2-base error. Vizquel is on second now with 1 out. And Eddie Murray at the plate against Ernie White. Pitch. And it's a wild pitch. So Vizquel's on third now with 1 out. Eddie Murray now with a 3-2 count. Pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3 for the second out. That was a big strikeout for White. Kenny Lofton is 0 for 2. But he did walk and get a stolen base last time up. Is up. The pitch. Ground ball. Murray. Not Murray. That's Sanders. Over to White. Covering first base. And that ends the inning. No runs, no hits, an error. And a runner left on. So the score at the end of 7 is still the Indians of 1995, 2, and the Cardinals of 1942, 1. We're going to take a quick break here and bring you the rest of the game after this. Okay, we are back at Jacobs Field, going to the top of the 8th now, with a 2-1 score here between the 1995 Cleveland Indians and the 1942 St. Louis Cardinals. In the top of the 8th, Jimmy Brown, a second baseman, is going to lead off against Mark Clark. Mark Clark's got 103 pitches. He's starting his 8th inning of work. Here is the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, 1 out. I'll bring up Irv Duzak. Duzak took over shortstop after Terry Moore pinch hit from Marty Marion. I believe that was in the 6th inning. Anyway, here's Duzak. Swing and a miss, strike 3 for the 2nd out. It's still Crabtree, 0 for 3, stepping in against Clark. Pitch. And that's going to be a fly ball. Running is Ramirez, drifts back and takes it for the 3rd out to end the inning. So, a clean inning for the Indians. And the score is still 2-1 now, going to the bottom of the 8th. Carlos Baerga will lead it off. He'll be followed by Albert Bell and Manny Ramirez. Ernie White's still in there. 110 pitches. He's starting to get into his tired zone. So let's see. Baerga. The pitch. Fly ball. Stan Musial tracking it down. There, he's got it. 1st out. Albert Bell. 1 for 3. Ernie White. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that's 2 outs. We get now Manny Ramirez, who homered his last time up. His very first home run of the year. Here he is with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. Pitch. And it's a walk. 2-out walk. Manny Ramirez is on first. Ramirez got 6 stolen bases on the year. Jim Tomei steps in. He's 0 for 3. Pitch. Fly ball. Right field. Crabtree is there and puts it away for the 3rd out. And so at the end of 8, the score is still Cleveland of 1995 2 and the Cardinals of 1942 1. Top of the 9th, last shot. Can the Cardinals come back and tie it? The Indians now put in their closer, Eric Plunk. Plunk's only got 4 saves, so he's really not their closer. 39 games, he's won 2, he's lost 4. 4.25 ERA. Stan Musial, meet of the order, laid it off for the Cardinals. Pitch. And that's going to be a base hit to right field. Here comes the throw, and Musial's in there with a double. So, the Cardinals have the tying run on second base with nobody out. And Enos Slaughter stepping to the plate. He leads the team in home runs with 34. Eric Plunk, the pitch, popped up foul ground. Ken O'Day, Alomar Jr., takes it foul ground for the 1st out. Ray Sanders steps in. Sanders 0 for 3. Pitch. Hot base hit. This could tie the score. Here comes Stan Musial. And he does score on the base hit and ties the score 2-2. No, he didn't score. I'm sorry. Look at that. Looked like he scored. So Musial goes to third. Does not try to score. So now 1 out. Runners on first and third for Whitey Karofsky. The pitch. And there's a fly ball way back. Gone for Whitey Karofsky. A 3-run home run. Puts the Cardinals of 1942 ahead here, 4-2 in the top of the ninth. There you go. Eric Plunk giving up a 3-run homer in the top of the ninth. Okay, 1 out, nobody on. Here is Harry Walker, the center fielder. Pitch. Fly ball. Ramirez gives chase and gets it for the 2nd out. Ken O'Day, the catcher. The pitch. Ground ball, second base. Bayerga picks it up. And that does it. So, the Cardinals score 3 runs on 3 hits and go ahead of the Indians here, 4-2, going into the bottom of the ninth. Can the Indians come back? We will see. Pitching change for the Cardinals. They put in Murray Dixon. 46 games is 1-4, lost 10. Got a 6.27 ERA, so not exactly a stopper. He'll be facing Brian Giles, Sandy Alomar Jr., and Omar Vizquel in the bottom of the ninth. Indians down 2 runs. Here comes the pitch. And that's a base hit into right field for Giles. So, the Indians are going to go down. If they go down, they're going to go down fighting. Jeremy Burnitz is going to come in and pinch hit. Who's he pinch hitting for? Let's see. Pinch hitting for Sandy Alomar Jr. Burnitz bat .278, 6 home runs, and 11 RBIs. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 1 out. Omar Vizquel. Vizquel 0-2. Pitch. Ground ball. This could be it. Oh no, they get just the fielder's choice at first base, and Giles is at second now. So, 2 outs now. Eddie Murray. Eddie Murray could tie the game with a home run. He's got 9 on the season. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that does it here from Jacobs Field. And the St. Louis Cardinals have come back in the top of the ninth with 3 runs to defeat the Cleveland Indians of 1995 4-2. That was a good ball game. I hope you guys enjoyed it. So, going around the league on this day, the Red Sox beat the Athletics in 1931 9-4. 1939 Yankees beat the Orioles in 1969 7-1. 2016 Cubs beat the 1954 Indians 11-3. Mariners of 2001 over the Yankees of 27 7-4. Giants of 1962 beat the Astros 5-1. We just watched this game, Cleveland and St. Louis. Blue Jays and Montreal Expos. The Expos walked it off in 10, beating the Blue Jays 11-10. That looked like it was a good game. Here we got the Royals beating the 1986 Mets in 10 innings, 6-5. 1909 Pirates beat the 1984 Tigers 6-5. Another walk-off here. The 2021 Rays walked it off in the 10th against the Cincinnati Reds 4-3. 77 Phillies lose to the Cardinals in 1934 3-0. Yankees come back in the top of the 10th to beat the Diamondbacks of 1999 6-4. Florida Marlins of 1997 beat the Rangers of 2011 6-4. 69 Mets beat the Rockies of 2009 8-1. And the 1968 Tigers beat the Anaheim Angels of 2002 9-2. Last game, Brooklyn Dodgers 55 lose to the Oakland A's of 1971 4-3. And that is today. We got another couple of games left to finish out the month of August. Let's autoplay today's game. Phillies of 77 beat the Cardinals 3-1. Rockies come back and beat the Mets of 69-62. Giants again beat the Astros of 2019 5-2. Mariners again beat the Yankees of 1927 8-6. And the Tigers of 1968 beat the Angels of 2002 7-3. And the A's walk off in the ninth inning, come back with 2 runs to beat the Brooklyn Dodgers of 1955 12-11. So that is that. Let's go to Thursday the 28th. Let's just do it this way. So we see if anything's changing in the standings. Look, 42 Cardinals now are tied. They've won 11 in a row. Wow. Red hot 1942 Cardinals are tied with the 1939 Yankees for the number 1 top slot in the league. Okay, they lost now. They're still tied. That's August 29th. Here is August 29th's games. Yankees lost 2 now. That's their 3rd loss in a row. And they clinch a playoff spot, but not the number 1 spot. Saturday, August 30th. Play this game. Yankees win 1. And then the Cardinals have lost 3 in a row. They won 11 in a row. Now they lost 3 in a row. And the 1986 Mets are now the number 2 seed. Let's go to the last day of August. And that is it. Now it's Monday, September 1st. You got a 2-way tie between the 86 Mets and the 1939 Yankees for the number 1 seed. Why are the Astros both in the wild card and the top 8. I don't get that. But let's look at the division standings. So the Rangers and the Astros are tied for second. Okay. The Indians got sole possession of second in the National Conference. The Yankees and the Red Sox have sole possession of second place in the United Conference. And in the Freedom Conference, it's the Expos, and then the Tigers have a firm lead of the number 2 slot. So the only one here is questionable is the Rangers and the Astros, who are tied for second. So there you have it. Albert Bell has got 69 home runs, and now there is 14 games left in the season. Okay? There's 142 games in the books, 14 games left, and Albert Bell is sitting with 69 home runs with 14 games left. He still can beat the record. He's 4 home runs away from tying it, and 5 home runs away from beating it. That's amazing. Pitching, Kevin Brown leads the league in wins with 19, and then Mort Cooper and Lefty Grove both have 18. So that is it for the month of September. So next episode will be the month of September and the pennant race, last 14 games of the season, see who gets into the playoffs, and then of course we'll start the playoffs. So I hope you enjoyed watching this game, and we will see what happens. Now we're on Out of the Park Baseball 27. I thought it was pretty cool. The only thing I did not like was the fog and the rain in the games that we brought you. But it is what it is. They're trying to make it as real as possible. So another feature they add. I got to see if I can figure out a way how to stop that from happening. But right now, it is what it is. Anyway, so thanks for watching, and we will see you on the next one. Have a good day.